Hello everyone, welcome. This is my first live stream, so we'll see how it goes. If you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. So if you've ever wanted to try abstract art but thought, I don't know where to start, this live is for you. Today isn't about making a masterpiece, it's about discovering your easy way in to making art, abstract art. We'll paint side by side, making playful strokes, adding color, and layering without any rules or pressure. We're just going to make it real easy. And by the end, you'll see how approachable abstract art really is. So let's get started. I'm going to change my view so that you can see what I've got here. I've got some pencils. Pencils will do, or pens. These are actually colored pencils, and I have regular pencils as well. I've got some scraps of paper that we could use to glue in. I've got a yoo-hoo stick, which is optional, and some tape, optional again, and some glue. This is actually gloss medium, but I use this as glue, but you can use regular Elmer's glue. And what else? Oh, brushes, some paper towels, and some water to rinse your brushes. Okay, so here we have this lovely blank page. And I know some people have problems with starting. It's the blank page. It's like, what do you want to paint? Well, first, what I'd say is you want to look at what you love. What do you love in the moment? Is it a color? Is it design? Like this little tag here has got this design on it, and I like the color. So we could start with that. Or what paint do you like? Do you like, where's my paint? Got my box of goodies here. What color do you feel like starting with? We've got reds and pink and purples and yellows. So whatever you feel is whatever you like in the moment. I know I keep repeating whatever is in the moment, but it's about, if you're feeling stuck, then saying just pick up a marker. This is a Posca marker. And just making a mark. Let's see. And what I could do is just make any kind of mark. You can make quick marks, slow marks. You can make shapes and fill them in. Because what we're doing is just getting started. And it's what you feel like doing in the moment. If you don't feel like drawing, you could glue something down. I have a little gift card here, and since I like this design, I'm going to paste it down. I'm not giving much thought to where it's going in the moment, but I'm just getting started. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. This is a thick piece of paper, so I'm going to use more glue. Stay down, stay down. Okay. And I'm going to take a paper towel, wipe off my credit card, and wipe and press down on this glue. So, there. And I think I feel like making some more marks. Let's try a color. I wonder what color I'm feeling like. Could it be orange? Okay, here we go. Making some bold marks. You're saying, where is this leading to, Karen? Well, I will show you. Okay, and I'm going to use this is a black, very thin, fine point pen. I'll make some more marks, just because I feel like it. I'm making kind of a mess here. That's the fun, right? Making a nice big mess. And I'm actually going to move I'm going to move up here. There we go. Okay, and maybe a little bit of blue. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about getting fear of the blank page. I know that some of you have that fear, but and it could be hard to get started in a brand new journal. I had this journal. I got it from Amazon. It's called, what's it called? Jumbo, Square, and Chunky. I saw, it's for pens, light washes, but you know what? I'm going to paint in it anyway. I saw it on Amazon because I saw an artist using it, and I thought, I've got to have that book. It looks so great, so big and chunky. But guess what? I kept it for a year. I didn't get started in it. So another trick is to leave the first page blank. Or you could write your name in it, say if found, or just simply leave it blank and start on the next page. Or you could just make simple marks like we started here. Okay, let's start with some paint. And I'm going to start with some white paint. Okay, I'm going to get my brush, dip it in some water just to get it moist. It's one of my favorite brushes here. It's a flat. It's been well used and loved. Actually, and I'm hoping you can hear me because the volume is turned down for some reason. Okay, so I'll talk louder. Yes, white paint. So abstract art, for me anyway, is about creating a feeling, creating from feeling, what you're actually feeling in the moment. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling blah? If you're feeling blah, you could start with gray. Gray is a good color. Gray is a fun color. And then think about how you want to feel. That could be something. If you're feeling blah, how do you want to feel? If you want to feel happy, what color represents fun to you? I happen to love this color. It's turquoise, phthalo turquoise. And I'm just gonna put it on directly on the page. And I'm gonna dip my brush in some water to rinse off some of the white paint. And I'm just gonna smooth it around. You could also use this gift card to smooth it around, or you could use a piece of cardboard, whatever you have on hand. Ooh, nice color. Yes, I do say things like this to myself when I'm painting. Okay. And let's see here. What other color could I use? Oh. How about green? Ooh, that came out nice and quick. Okay, I've got another brush here. I'm gonna just dry off my brush a little bit. Just want it moist here. Okay. And I'm just going to start making some shapes just to see what I can do right now. Yeah, and I'm going over that piece of paper that I glued down. But that's okay. It was just to get me started. Okay, it looks like a big mess, doesn't it? What else can we do? What else could we do? Okay, how about I've got some black here. Let's see if it'll pour out a little bit here and there and there. We're not going for perfection here. We're just getting started on something. And that's the other thing, is that practice doesn't make perfect. It just helps you learn what you like and what you don't like. Sort of mixing in the colors a little bit as I go along. And what shapes do you like to make? You discover this by doing, actually. And I'm just making some circles. I like to make circles. Okay. Paper seems to be handling it pretty well. It's not buckling. So this is my first time actually painting. I used a marker before. These pages are made with marker, a big thick marker. It's my new favorite thing. It's 50 millimeters long. It's a Montana acrylic marker. Can you see that there? Yeah. Okay. So let's make some more marks. Okay. What other colors? I seem to be going with the cool colors. Let's make some more. Oh, let's rinse off our brushes. Oh, I know. Let's dip the brush in water and like splatter a little bit. Splatter around. And then you can take a paper towel. Just breathe, take a deep breath. Let that water soak in a little bit. And we're going to lift some of the paint. It's best to do it when the paint's wet. I don't know if you can actually see it, but here, I've lifted some of the paint here. And that's always a little fun to get some extra texture. And I think let's continue on. I've got some magenta color here. And you can use whatever color you like. And I'm going to use a round brush and see what other marks I can make. And we're not going for perfection. We're just going for how you're actually feeling in the moment, and see if you can make this painting reflect how you're feeling. If you're feeling happy, maybe use some brighter colors, or not. So use your favorite colors. You can even try making an ugly painting. Ooh. And see how that turns out. So I'm not trying to make a beautiful painting here. I'm just seeing what I can make in the moment. Do I sound like a broken record? Whatever, in the moment. Okay. To help this dry quicker, I'm going to put down paper towel and pull it up. And you can also see I've got some texture. It's a great way to get texture and quick dry. A twofer. Okay. Now I'm going to try putting down some white paint because I think I want to cover some of this up. I'm just making layers here. And you can, the great thing about acrylic paint is you can just keep layering and layering and layering. Say if you don't like something, you could just cover it up with more opaque paint. Some of the things that I like to, well, one of the things I like to do is make marks in the wet paint. So as you go along and make more paintings, you work on, or actually you discover what you like to make. What shapes you like to make, what colors you like. Do you like to glue things down, like make collages? Do you like to make loop-de-loops? Do you like just to make shapes, like squares, or do you like to make lines? There are all sorts of ways that you can approach abstract painting. I'm going to pick up some of this white paint again, or pick up the paint here. Okay, I see I've made a bit of a mess, so as you gain more confidence and in knowing what you like, you can make decisions about what's next. It's like, okay, I've got things all over the page, so do I want to cover things up? Do I want to make more of a mess? What do I like in this moment? I like the green that's coming through. I like some of this magenta here. And I like the marks that I've made. So I can cover it up. I've got some pieces of paper, all kinds of things here. I can make a mask by, and what I mean by mask means I cover things up and then paint around it, and then it leaves what I've painted before by itself. I guess let me demonstrate. Okay, I'll use some white paint. So you can see I've got all of this color here, and let's go right here. Okay. So I'm going to take some white paint, and I'm not being really careful. I'm just sort of going along and covering up the area around this mask. And voila, see, I've got where this was, there's paint underneath, and then I can cover up some of the things that I think are kind of messy. I'm just going to leave things that I like. And I'm going to use this actual gift card to reveal some more of the paint underneath. Okay. And I think I want to make some black circles. And I'm checking to see what's going on with the live stream, because I'm getting a message saying I may not be live. Well, let's hope. Okay, yes, I still am live. Good. Have a good connection. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and I will do my best to answer. Okay. I'm going to take some black. Why am I taking black? I just feel like it. And I'm going to paint a circle. And another circle. You can even make some very bold moves. Just paint even through the part that I masked before and see what I can discover. Okay, I'm going to rinse this. And what you can see here are the layers that I've created. You can see through the white paint, right in this area, there's some blue, and there's some more blue and green. That's what really makes it more interesting, is having some layers peek through. They say, hello, how are you? Look at me. Anyways, okay. So what's next? I've got some more paper here. Let's see, how am I feeling about this piece of paper, applying it here? This is actually a napkin. You can use all sorts of pieces. This is from an envelope. Someone sent me a card and I like the color, so I can use it. Yeah, I think I'll glue that down. Where's my glue? Okay. Use the card to spread out the glue a little. I'm using the card to spread out the glue a little bit. And I'm going to use a paper towel to soak up some of the extra glue. Okay, you know what? I think I really like the magenta. Again, so I'm gonna add some magenta over the white. I'm going to wipe off my brush a little bit because it's wet. And now let's see what we can do. This magenta is mixing with the black, so it's getting a little darker. Okay. And I'm using my brush bristles have separated, so I can even make marks with that. Let's see how I like that. So again, we're not trying to make a masterpiece. We're just trying to get started in abstract art. And abstract art can be non-representational, meaning it doesn't look like anything. It's just shapes or colors or lines. Or it could be based on something, like a tree. You could do a shape of a tree, but give it, instead of green leaves, you can give it orange leaves. Okay, wait a minute, we're in fall. Maybe you could give it blue leaves or something. So there is a range of abstract art that you can explore. So give it a try and see if this is something that you would enjoy doing. Oh, you know, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Karen, and I'm a mixed media artist. And on this channel, I'm helping artists who are 40 and over, or even older, 50, 60, maybe even 90, get started in abstract art. And today we just covered how to get started in making abstract art, and not being afraid of the page, the blank page, because you could always start on another page. You don't even have to start on the second page. You can go to the middle and get started. And in fact, I think I'm going to add a little red. I'm not quite finished. I'm using my red marker here because I just want a little pop of color here. Some color, more color here. Just because just because I can. Someone asks you what you're doing and why are you doing it, you say, I'm doing it just because I can. I just want to have some fun. It's about experimenting with color, line, and shape, and seeing what you can discover. Okay, maybe I do or don't like that, but you know what? It could dry and then I could just cover it up with paper or paint. No, I don't like that. So I'm going to cover it up. Much better. Oops. Much better. I don't mind the smudges. It's just I didn't like those little jaggedy shapes there. I'm going to use some white. Some white. Use my paper towel to okay. And maybe I'll just put some black down. Take my brush. Use this round brush. Dry it off. See what we can just do. So I'm just playing, just seeing what I can do to discover what I'm liking or not liking, like the red. Okay, so I'm rinsing off my brush. You can't see that because it's off screen, but I have a bucket of water over here. That's kind of use some more white paint. I know I said there are no rules in the beginning, but there are kind of principles that help guide you as you make art, and you learn through making more paints, more paintings. Okay, let's see. Okay, I usually wear gloves, but for this demo I'm just using my hands. I guess it's vanity. Vanity. Okay, I'm going to make some more marks in this paint. Why? Because I can. Okay, more white paint. Okay, and I am going to use some black because I do like those black circles. Oops. Went off the page there with the paint. So what can I do with this? I'm going to use a different kind of circle. It's really an oval. And see if I Oh, I don't have much color in there, do I? Okay. So I'm going to lift off. Some paint. If you have any questions, you can just pop them in the chat and I'll answer them the best I can. And let's add some green. And that green is mixing with the black. I'm making a bigger mess. Another paper towel. I'm gonna wipe this off because I don't like it. I'm going to use some water because it's still wet. I can still pick it up. And look, some of the colors peeking through. Get another paper towel. Acrylic does dry quickly, so you have to move a little quickly. I've never really used oils, and some things you can't use with oils, like using water. Oil and water don't mix, you know. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll make a white. Oh, you know, maybe I'll try this a little more. And use a white marker. Well, it's not quite dry enough. Well, just kind of lightly go over it. Okay. Things are falling. I'm gonna spread some of this white paint here. So I'm making a bigger mess. But that's the fun. You can always make a mess and start over. That's the beauty of it. In fact, I'm going to glue something down. It's a piece of, oops. I use glue instead of, I use white paint instead of glue. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. To start over. And I am going to see, is this black still wet? Yes, I'm going to move some of this black around. Okay. It's challenging working wet and wet because the colors want to blend together. So you can see how I have this gray area here. Sometimes you could use a hair dryer to dry things more quickly. And let's try adding some magenta. circles. So what will you try to make? Ah, closed captions. This is my first time doing this. Let's see if I can turn on the closed captions. Closed captions. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I'm sorry, Melinda. Maybe I can do it on the replay. I just don't see a way to turn on the closed captions at the moment. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. I'll remember it for next time. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. I think I am liking these magenta circles. And the beauty of art is that there's so many things you can do with color, with shape, with line. You can just choose one of those to explore. I don't have any pictures, but Mondrian just explored colors. He has those color fields. But suppose you just like to put down some color. Oh yeah. I really like magenta. And it's a great exercise just to get started. See, what would magenta look like blended with white? Oh, nice and pinky. If I added more white. And even more white. And you can take the end of your brush and scribble through. Let's add a little yellow. And see what happens. It's about experimenting, seeing what you really like. And move them together. Getting a little orange here. Let me mix with the magenta. But that's okay. I'm just seeing what happens. I didn't rinse off my brush. So it's really getting dark. Add some white here. Just little exercises that you can do to get yourself in the mood to paint or learn about color. In fact, you could do this with all the colors that you have in your possession. And you don't have to buy a lot of colors. You could just, I think it's like 6 colors plus black and white. There are things like warm and cool colors, which I will talk about in another video. I just have to. I just love to do this. Okay. And you could even glue some papers down and then paint over those. There are just all sorts of things you can do to get yourself started. If you don't like making shapes, you can make color fields and explore color. Dry off my brushes a little bit. But I like shapes and color. I like it all. Okay. Oops, paper tore a little bit. Okay, so we've got a big mess here. You know what? The beauty of this, turn the page. Turn the page again. Okay. So you could, I talked about making marks and then adding paint and adding pieces of paper for collage, and then exploring color by taking a color, the magenta, and adding white, and see what you're going to discover. And then you can add yellow. Another thing you can do is just paint shapes. I'm using this bottle as a way to make shapes. Small shapes, large shapes. Okay, here it is. You can make open shapes. This is an open shape, a closed shape. Or a shape that's open but has paint around it. Need a little bit more paint. Just take the cap off, Karen. So you can explore shapes that way. And then you can layer shapes. Okay, I'm going to attempt to layer over wet paint, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Insurance. This one's sort of right here. I'm just, you can let this dry on its own instead of using a paper towel. I'm going to take this blue Posca marker and make some more shapes. Okay, so I picked up the magenta. Happy accident. Like markers is drying out a bit. And so you could layer your shapes. More open shapes. You can go off the page. Fill in some other shapes. It's about what you can discover in the moment. I know. Okay. And you can explore both shapes and colors together. What else can we do? Oh, we can make dots, polka dots. They're all circles, but just different sizes. One more, and one more. So there are lots of ways to get started. You know, after this video, I'm going to fix this page because it's bothering me. I like to play with my, oh, I don't see it now. The card that the big marker. Oh well. I placed it somewhere. The big fat marker I use to just explore. And you can get a notebook like the journal like this, an art journal, or you can get something this size. It's quite handy. And make marks and just explore. You can even just try with collage. I did a video on this where I just making marks, white paint, and then started pasting different pieces of paper. So there are different ways you can get started. So why don't you give it a try? It's fun. I'm sure it is. It's lots of fun. And it's a way to relax. And a way to express how you're feeling. And it's not scary. It's okay. Just leave perfectionism at the door. I know, easy to say. I'm a recovering perfectionist. But that's it. Give it a try. See what you can discover. See what you love to make. And start with how you feel and how you want to feel. If you want to feel joyful, start with some joyful colors. What colors are joyful to you? Anyways, that's it for this live video. I will see you later and enjoy. Bye.